Yeah, the recording button's there, but again, afterwards I'll see how the live thing works because I
Yeah.
think the first time we did it on YouTube and we tried it, I couldn't find it afterwards. But again, I just noticed that I think when I was posting stuff before, it was posting private, and I did not know I was doing that.
Ah, okay.
So okay,
Eh,
but
that should
I,
change everything.
yep, I haven't talked to you for a bit since I talked to you last time. You could not go on your bike trip because you were a
Yep.
cripple
I wasn't a cripple. I was just, broken again.
again. So you were limping a lot, and so obviously you got to stay home. Was there kind of like communication back and forth with you guys at all, or everybody was just focused on
Yeah, I
riding?
was still I was still in the group chat, so like I
Okay,
was still getting all the updates and everything. And yeah, they got hammered on that second day real bad. So
I heard some people dipped out early.
yeah,
Yeah,
three of them had to dip out early just between either saddle issues, knee issues, and like Charlie went in with a messed up ankle already. So
yeah. Did he leave early, or did he finish the whole thing?
no, he ended up dipping out with the other two.
Okay, because I just I remember seeing a post that couldn't figure out what was going on or anything. So
Yeah.
okay. And have you got to ride your bike at all since?
I've chosen not to. Next week will be the first week I get back onto it.
Okay, okay.
One of the things that was like hindering my back getting better was the time I needed to spend on the bike to be ready for the trip. So
Yeah.
I'm like, cool, can't go on the trip. Might as well take the time off the bike. And then plus it's been like real rainy here lately. So
Okay. And is it your low back that was sore from the bike? Because like some your bike setup looks like you had to lean forward quite a bit.
lean forward a little bit, yeah. It would just kind of re-piss off the erector because that's what I strained.
Is that an old injury?
Uh, yes and no.
Okay.
Uh, I have hurt my erector in the past, but like it's been so long that like this is a separate thing.
Okay. Okay.
But
But yeah,
yeah,
speaking of bikes, I brought it up because just before coming here, I was studying at a coffee shop. On the way home, I took my old semi road bike, like not trail bike. It's basically a road bike. Can do gravel at most, I guess.
yeah.
Took it to the shop. Finally got it serviced, so I can actually go ride my bike in the summertime instead
Look
of
at
just
you
taking a truck
go.
everywhere. And yeah, because I gave up on riding forever. I don't even know. I think my brother has my downhill bike. I had like a $3,000 downhill bike, and I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. So
You're welcome. Indirectly, we've all encouraged you again.
exactly, I still won't put one of those tiny seats on there that hurts your nuts. So
No, it actually is better for your nuts because it doesn't smush them and they don't go numb.
that's because you're leaning forward. My bike is nice and chill. I don't have to lean
No,
forward.
even on the taller ones, like if you're on it long enough, that's why they make them with the little channel in it.
Okay, I don't think that works.
It does. You just have to get used to it.
I've I rode the bike for like 12 hours a shift for like 4 years, and
Yeah,
I
that's
never got
different.
used to it. So
That's different.
I,
That's because you're a sissy.
okay, yeah, 12 hours a day for
Yeah,
four
12 hours.
years.
No, it's because you're a bicycle cop. That's why.
There you go. Yeah.
Specifically,
But
bike
you know
cops,
the
sissy.
best part was like you go,
Oh God, that's gonna be what gets clipped.
yeah, that's the best part. We used to do bunny hops and everything. I remember we used to actually take those bikes on trails, and we used to like aggressively ride them. So
That's kind of fun.
well, because they were maintained by work. I didn't maintain them, so
Yeah, you didn't. You're just like, yeah, hey, I broke this. Thank you.
yeah, yeah, broke it while I'm patrolling and trying to patrol the trails. So got
They're like, sir, we have a video of you bunny hopping, and you're like, that's different. It's besides the
what's
point.
funny is that my one buddy, the Chad, he can't bunny hop. We tried to teach him forever, couldn't bunny hop. He just jumps out of his pedals.
Dude, what I don't understand is I've watched Charlie bunny hop his gravel bike.
Yeah,
I I don't understand like the position. Like I've been able to do it on like mountain bikes, like BMX bikes, but like that forward lean, I don't get how he's bunny hopping, but he does it effortlessly.
is he clipped in?
Yeah,
That's why easy.
it makes less sense being clipped in for me. I also haven't
Uh,
spent that much time trying.
Well, this thing is when you're clipped in, you don't have to actually like donkey kick. You just jump up.
Yeah.
Right? It's actually way easier. And like at work, we didn't have clips, so we had to jump off all the time. So we didn't have clips.
Yeah, you guys had to go run and chase people
Yeah, we had this done the nose thing within
because you guys were, oh, just a toe clip.
yeah, that's what we had one of those, and
Yeah.
that's all you needed. So that's perfect. Yeah. So
Yeah. That's what I had when I rode a fixie around like San Diego. We just had the toe
so
clips.
you had a proper fixie with no brakes or just a front brake?
Yeah.
No
Uh,
brakes.
I had a rear brake, which was a weird. I bought it like that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
bought it
Because
off
the
a dude on
60s don't have
Craigslist.
rear brakes. Yeah.
No, which like it was cool to have a rear brake because it gave you a little bit of like, but like it was more just control when you're going downhill because San Diego's
Yeah,
stupid
yeah,
hilly.
but I always thought
Uh,
I could never do it because it looks scary to me. But I thought it was really cool how they backpedal and then they kind of
mhm.
like it's like they're
Skid.
riding a wave on the way
Yeah,
down, right? It looks so cool.
dude, it shreds your tire.
Oh yeah,
Like it's one of those like it's super cool when you learn how to do it or like just slide around corners real quick and like you feel super dope and then you look at your tire and you're like, I just bought you last week and now I'm gonna need another one in like a week. Like I burnt through tires.
well, again, that's what's going to happen whenever we find this drift car. We're going to burn through tires too. So, same
Yeah,
thing.
I just, I wasn't fully expecting. I was also a college student, and I was like,
Oh
do I
yeah,
really need to be burning through these tires?
you don't need to, but then half the fun is like those. A lot of the fun are things that are not permanent, right? So,
Yeah, and that fixie was not permanent. It wasn't not a permanent fixie
no,
because
no,
you know, little Asian lady in a big red truck like cut me off.
yeah.
Which the fact that your brake is you stopping pedaling, uh, whew, light flashed before my eyes a little bit on that one, but aggressively stopped, kind of did a slide, and then all of a sudden everything goes. I was like, oh God, what broke? I shredded the fixed cog. Like
Wow.
I took it back to or took it to a bike shop and I was like, hey, like it's stuck. I can't get the tire off either.
Yeah.
Uh, help me. And he said when he got it off, he looked at me. He's like, hey, do you know what a barbell knurling looks like? And I was like, yeah, I'm in the gym all the time. He goes, yeah, that's what your threads look like. It shouldn't be like that. And I was like,
It cross-threaded them
oh,
perfectly.
so badly. Like I used to have a picture, but
Yeah.
so badly. And he looked at me, he
So
goes, yeah, how'd you do this? And I told him, and he's like, wow, all right, cool. I was like, all
yeah,
right, so that's not supposed to happen.
yeah. So you no more fixies after that for you. I'm guessing.
Oh no, I want another one.
You got another one?
No, I want another one.
Oh, you want
They're
another one?
fun. Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah. I've been after I got this one. I'm like, I want not like the downhill or the trailer bikes at all. I want
Yeah,
kind of like the just unique bikes if I got one, just as kind of cruising
that
bikes, right?
makes sense for you.
Yeah, yeah. I don't care about the
You just casually ride it with all your floral shirts and hats and everything. It'll be great.
exactly, exactly. Have a cigar. Why not? Start getting the. I have to get into cigars now. Just smoke a cigar while I'm riding. There you go.
Let me get into this habit just because it fits the vibe.
Exactly. 100%. You had to go for the look, right? So, but when you were riding the fixie, did you ever do the with your shoe and the back tire to brake?
No, because I watched one friend do it and he broke three toes, and I was like, that's makes sense. Why would you do that?
Yeah, I'm like, I saw that. I'm like, I thought it would be even worse because like a lot of people wear like the Vans and things like that.
Yeah,
You're gonna just go right through it and burn your foot on the bottom, like rip right through your tread, right? So
yeah. I didn't understand why he tried it, but
yeah. But now you're back work like mobile again. So
yeah, back
uh,
working out, back pretty normal. I would say it's like 85% better.
nice. And
Yeah.
how's the coaching business going and everything? Like, is it growing? Like you've been planning it, like because you've been doing a lot of other stuff in behind the scenes. I know, right?
Uh, a lot of the behind the scenes stuff is I'm actually within my church working on like setting up a health and fitness
Sorry, that's what
program.
it was. That's what it was. Sorry, I want to
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
about
yeah.
that. Yeah, because we were
Yeah,
texting about that. That's what I want to talk about.
yeah. I actually am sending that off today to the guy that I've been talking to the most and
Okay.
get details on when that gets going. He was very interested though, so that'll be cool.
So,
Uh,
can you explain? So you're doing a nutrition plan, and then you're going to do
so nutrition
like
and
a
online coaching
in online
plus,
coaching.
yeah, plus like maybe some in-person meetings or like Zoom meetings like every other week to
Yeah,
like
yeah.
check in and like but have it tied to the church and like
Cool.
tied into like, hey, this is why you should do it and like the things that the Bible tells you about taking care of yourself. So
Oh, okay, so okay, so we always like I enjoyed the learning about the religious stuff. What in the Bible talks about health and stuff?
there's a lot of verses about like self-discipline and like treating your body as a temple and like your body is a temple and offering to God. So like,
Do
you
they
should
use the
be
word
treating it
temple?
well.
Do they use the word temple in the Bible?
A couple times. Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. In my head, I
I
just
mean,
assumed.
also got to think like it's written in it's because it's mostly New Testament that says temple, but it's written in Greek. Temple is common term for place of
church.
worship.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because like I always thought like yeah, temple interchangeable with church, but then some people when you talk to them like no, church is church, temple is temple. I'm like okay, whatever. Like
Uh,
I'm just trying to
I
draw
think they're
similarities,
interchangeable.
and like some people like to draw a separation, right? So
Yeah, I think they're interchangeable depending on who you talk to.
yeah,
Like if you were to say temple to me, I'd be like, yeah, I know what you mean. If I
yeah, yeah,
say church, you know what I mean. I understand why some people get very specific because like I know some people that in various religions that are very specific on like I refer to mine as this and I refer to everything else as this. And I was like,
yeah.
okay,
Like I always say Mandir, and that's a Hindu temple, or
okay.
Gurdwara is a Sikh temple. And I say those, and then I have to remember who I'm talking to. I'm like, oh, wait, no, this means temple. So yeah, but overall, it's all the same to me. Place of worship, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, okay, that's interesting. So then your fitness plans is going to be probably for all ages too. It's not just for young people, whatever, right?
Uh, the way that I am talking about starting it is going to be like kind of target, like it's going to be for everybody, yes,
Yeah,
because health, fitness, and strength is for everybody.
yeah, yeah.
But to start the program, we're going to try to target like 25 to 55.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to suggest this is just a suggestion because my
Yeah.
mom's doing it. My mother, and she's doing her own fitness thing, and she's 70, and she is doing stuff in the older age group. Like 55 is probably where it starts, right?
Hmm.
And then it goes older. Those people at that age bracket really, really love it, and they love the
Yeah.
community aspect. They like the group aspect instead of individual because a lot of them, right? Obviously, individual coaching as well if needed.
Yeah.
Uh, just something to bring up because my mom's been doing it for over 2 years now, I think. And like
That's
I
cool.
told you, the local university, McMaster University, came and they actually saw what she was doing. They got some science-backed training involved in that, and then more group style still. And then
Yeah.
my mom took that, but then uh, I don't know how to edit like music that well. So my sister-in-law, she actually, my mom sends her like videos, like this is the sound I want. Can you clip this and like make it twice as long, like just like double it or whatever? So like do Indian music, so people in the culture feel connected to the music as well,
Oh,
and
that's
they're
pretty
doing
cool.
stuff. So just bringing those ideas up because I think like there's probably more available there than you think because a lot of those people are at home, they don't
Yeah.
spend any money, and they have a disposable income, and then they have generations below them.
Yeah. So like I said, it'll be for everyone. That'll just be
Yeah,
kind of that first targeted group because
yeah.
I don't know how you guys do roles and like men and women roles in your religion, but like in
Pretty traditional.
Christianity, huh? You
Pretty
said very
traditional.
traditional. Okay.
Pretty traditional. Like
In Christianity, there's multiple parts where it's like the husband is called to lead and be the head of the household, and there's lots of stats. Like, oh man, when I was looking this up, there was a stat that if the husband brought in a positive habit or thing into the family, like 63, like 73% of the time,
mhm.
it'll bleed into the family.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of just like not from a religious point of view, just from a cultural thing. It depends on which family you go to, because like I would say a lot of the husbands and the male half outside of the house, they might be dictating certain things, but in
Hmm.
the house, the mom rules. She's the ruler,
I know
basically.
many families like that, and it
Right?
makes
So
sense.
I don't think it's like as rigid as like social media makes everything. So
Yeah, no, like I'm
they
not
tell
trying to
you
say it as
five
like a
percent of
rigid
the
thing. It's just
story.
like,
Yeah,
yeah,
no, no, but they tell you 5% of the story, and then everybody latches on as 100% of the thing. Like
oh yeah,
it, it's not like that at all.
yeah.
Like
Like that's actually a that same part of the Bible I was just talking about. Like because the phrasing is uh husbands are called to lead the family, the husband needs to submit to the church, and then wives are called to submit to their husbands. That is a regular like thing of contention that like people like they're like, I want to discuss this. What does this mean? What are like how are we supposed to do it? And like all these things. So
yeah, I think also like uh, I was I was reading something. I don't remember what it was, but a lot of these things that are brought up, like I remember a friend was bringing up gender roles and all that, and I'm like, And I think I said to you, like, okay, people always bring up cooking. I'm like, I'm a single dude.
I think
I
everyone
gotta
should
feed
be into
myself.
cooking.
So you're telling
Yeah.
me that I shouldn't be into cooking because I'm a dude? Like,
Yeah.
I'm like baseline, basic survival skills are everybody's skills nowadays. Is what my
Yeah.
personal opinion is.
Listen, the
Nothing
cooking
new
being a
gender.
gender role for women
Yeah,
has always, like, ever since I can think back to like having thoughts, has
yeah.
always been the one I'm like, well, how does that make sense? Like,
I
we
want to
all
eat
need to
too.
eat.
Yeah,
Also, what if I like food that I make?
yeah,
Why is this
exactly.
wrong?
But like when you're in a like a one half of a whole, at that point, like why are two people doing the same thing? That
Yeah.
then that's a discussion that you have. That's all it
Yeah.
is.
And like
Like
with me and my wife, I cook most of the time. I
yeah,
also have the time to cook most of the time.
exactly.
So like,
And
why not?
and this way you're like I can eat what I want. So, so
No, we try to balance that out. So, because
yeah.
like it is hard sometimes because like the way that we need to eat is sometimes different. Like,
Oh, you mean like uh diet needs?
yeah, she has a lot more restrictions because of her health issues, and then just
Mhm.
the things that make her body feel better versus the way things that make my body feel better. Like, she does better with more carbs than I do, like
Mhm.
proportionally.
Yeah.
Uh, I do better with more fat than she does.
Mhm.
That's just how our bodies have adapted. Like,
And then there's me who does great with ice cream. So
listen, that's because ice cream goes straight to the soul.
exactly. Yeah. And that I when I was walking in Toronto the whole day, I'm like, I came home like I just want ice cream. I'm like, I'm not making dinner. I'm just have ice cream tonight. So yeah. So, but it's one of those things that the argument because I just think like some social media and online blows everything out of proportion, and then they don't even have a full discussion. They have one part of the discussion, and everybody gets locks in on arguing that part, but that
Yeah,
part doesn't represent the whole of anything. So
yeah.
right.
And then you also have the people on social media that like they take that part and that's the loudest thing they talk about now.
Well, it's because it's it's because it's the most abrasive, right? That's
Oh, of
all it is,
course. Yeah.
right? What's
Like
the shock and awe?
Andrew Tate. Yeah.
Yeah,
Basically
I'll
everything
be
Andrew Tate involved.
totally, but I'll be honest. Like, if you just put a mic in front of him on a stage, he is a stand up character, 100%. Like, it literally is. That's what he is. Like, put a mic in front of him, put him on a stage in front of a crowd. He's a stand up. That's what he's doing. And
Yeah.
it's just he's
Yeah,
doing
he's a very awkward stand-up comedian at this point.
totally. It's just hilarious to me because the offside humor is just entertaining, right? So, I was gonna. Where was it going from this? So we were talking about. Oh, I lost it.
How are
We got
you doing with your setting up some coaching stuff?
so I'm doing a lot of informal coaching. Basically, I'm not charging anybody for it. Like
Yeah.
I'm doing a lot more than like if I sit and think about it, I'm doing a lot more than I realized I was,
Hmm.
and it's just one of those things that if I want to monetize it and make it into a business and whatnot, it's doable totally. But I'm enjoying going to school. I'm enjoying like taking the trumpet classes. I'm enjoying do these other things right now
Yeah,
that before I even dive into thinking about doing coaching as a as an addition to what I do. I don't think it'll ever be something I want to do fully because
that
I
makes sense.
feel coaching is like from what I'm seeing with other friends in coaching or consulting or whatever you want to call it. Um, you're able to help the other person because you're just a little further ahead, right?
Hmm.
So it's nothing drastic, but maybe I know something more about business. Maybe I know something about investing a little bit more because these are my niches that I just enjoy doing, and I can
Yeah.
relay that to them. But I could relay that to them, and I'll learn a lot about like human nature in those conversations. But I don't think my personal growth in these other modalities, other like I'll use the word modalities. Other modalities, um, I have to kind of be in those modalities to learn more in them, right? So
Yeah.
I don't
Like you
think I
have to
can.
play the trumpet more to get better at the trumpet.
Yeah, and that's the balance I'm trying to figure out right now, right? So, like I showed you the website I made, and then like the whole AI stuff that I'm teaching myself and like basically signing up for stuff, figuring how to set everything up and all that. I think all this stuff's going to lead to a point where I will not have enough time to just like coach people that's reaching out randomly for free. Because
Yeah.
like what's funny is like I've been getting random messages from people that I don't know now, and I'm just like, sure, I'll just start chatting, right?
Well, that's kind of fun.
And yeah, and we're just having conversation. I get to know them. I learn a little bit by them. They ask me questions. I give them some input, and it's worked so far. Batting 100, so far it's going well, right? Or is that the right way to say it? Is
Yeah,
it batting
sure.
100? Okay.
Yeah.
What's baseball? Why did they say 500? What's that mean?
That means 50% of the time they're
So I'm
because
batting 1,000 then. I should be saying.
oh, sorry, yeah, batting 1,000.
Okay, 100 is
Because like
100.
when it's
That's horrible.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. All right.
yeah, my
So
bad.
no, I'm not sure
Because
either. So
it's like a percentage based thing, but it's
yes,
like
yeah,
a 1% means every single time you're doing
yeah.
it, and they'll break it down to the 1,000. So
Got it.
if you
Okay.
bat 500, you're probably guaranteed Hall of Fame.
Okay. Got it.
Like
Got it.
like
Okay.
that's ridiculously good.
Yeah, for baseball. Yeah, yeah. And I think like in finance, in like in mortgages and uh, lending, it's called BIPS. I forget what it stands for, BPS. But it's like you say your compensation is so many bips. So it's if it's 100 bips, it's 1% your compensation, right?
Okay.
Or if it's 120 bips, is 1.2% your compensation. So I think the ratio is the same for what we're just talking about here.
Yeah, it
But
makes sense.
yeah, but so far everything I've been suggesting when people reach out and ask things, I'm like, and I don't know their whole story because it's kind of just by text or by DMs. Uh, so far it seems like it's been working, and I check in and see if they applied it, and if they applied it, they everybody has said it's worked. So, and it is a
Nice.
very basic general. It's like I'm not
Yeah.
telling you to do this. I'm telling you, okay, you're steering the ship this way, but you gotta just tip it this way a little bit, and then we'll see what happens in a week or two. That's all
Yeah.
I'm
I
doing,
would say
really.
the being able to do that without taking payment also probably helps with like removing on if you talk to them in a week or two and they're like, oh, I haven't done anything. You're like, it takes away the frustration. It's like, all right, cool. Instead of
Yeah.
like, I can't believe you're not doing this.
Well, there's two sides. Like right now, yeah, it could be that, or but one of those things like, oh, I spent all this time advising you, giving you an idea and what might help you, and then you don't do it. I'm like, why are you asking me questions? You're not gonna like try to
Yeah.
implement
But
them
see,
and like
like
improve things, right? So
when someone's paying me, I
yeah,
feel so much like worse if they're not applying it because I'm like, man, like this it could be helping you. This is what you hired me for. And then
yeah,
like if it's a continued thing, it's like I know there's that little frustration on like, why are you paying me?
yeah,
Like if you're not gonna do anything, like why are you paying me?
yeah. But again, I think the why is for them, not for you, right? The why is
Yeah,
their
that is something I
why.
had to learn.
Yeah, because like unfortunately, with the world becoming easier and easier, means you have less excuses, or you have more excuses not to interact with people, right? So they might just be alone, or they not even realize they're alone. Like we might not even register it because we're also busy too. We're also not probably as social as previous generations, right?
Yeah.
So it's one of those things that I think everybody's just not aware of this. So we're like, why are you paying for this? But that payment might be access to talk to somebody where they can say whatever they want now,
Yeah.
right? And it might be with, I'm never going to say without judgment. It's going to be with less judgment because there's a compensation here, right?
Hmm.
So because like, uh,
Yeah, there's definitely not less judgment. I've definitely fired a client before for something they said.
well, you have to definitely fire clients as well because at a
Yeah.
certain point, like this is your business right now. You're actively doing this as a business,
Hmm.
right? So, because you're doing it as a business, if at a certain point they are not changing or doing anything, you could potentially be helping somebody else. Because yes, there's an exchange of money and you're profiting there, but helping somebody also makes you feel very good. That's part of the monetization.
Yeah, it's part of why people also love coaching.
Yeah.
Like it's not just the sole like, oh, this can be a pretty decent business. It's like you typically have something in you and you're like, I'd like to help people with the knowledge that I've acquired.
But you know what's interesting? You say that typically, I think it's not typically, personally. We've had this talk. I think there's a lot of people
That's fair. I
that
I am
see
taking
coaching
my
as
own
an
like
easy way. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm taking my own bias and like my close friends that are also coaches. Like
yeah.
I'm taking all of that into when
Well,
I say typically.
well, when I joined the Not Dead Yet group, right? At first, I was like, "So this is coaching," because because in my head, because I've hired, like I told you, I've hired specific for like I want to understand marketing, so I just shortcut that instead of figuring it myself. I hire somebody that's like a consultant or that's a coach in that realm, or just somebody more knowledgeable than me. I'm like, I'll pay you for your time, right?
Mhm.
Right? And they would explain stuff to me so I could figure things out faster without having to go take like a course in school and whatnot. But a lot of people they realize, oh, I can make money just doing this, and then they have a cookie cutter thing they just say to everybody, and it doesn't actually help anybody, right?
Yeah.
Like the cookie cutter stuff I can find on YouTube, but for me specific, I need to understand. Okay, I understand you are telling people to coach this way, but we've had this talk. Like, I don't like certain type of social media. Why? Because when people are talking to a screen, it feels very unnatural to me. I'm like,
Yeah.
why are you talking through a screen? Okay, let's say you're talking to a screen. Fine. Why am I watching this? Let me put it that way. I'm sitting at
Yeah.
home. Why am I watching this person telling me I'm doing everything wrong? Like, I don't know anything about you. I don't know your finances. I don't know if you're actually successful. I don't know a thing about you,
Yeah.
right? And you're trying to tell me, oh, you're doing everything wrong. And I'm obviously just making it sound worse than it is. But like,
I can find you some examples that are exactly what you're
yeah,
saying.
yeah. So I'm trying to be balanced in what I'm saying though, right? But it doesn't make sense to me. I'm like, okay, but I don't even know what your definition of success is, and you're trying to sell me something without any of that. Like, and that's
They
why
also
my
don't know what your definition is.
no,
So
yeah,
like,
and that's the one thing where uh downstream the part of this is like posterity. The other part is I put myself out there and people can get to know me and you just through conversation that we're having. We're laughing about different topics, serious topics, sometimes not so serious.
yeah.
And that I think people will be able to get to, okay, I resonate with this person. Maybe they have something that they can learn from me or vice versa. I can learn from them, we can
Hmm.
learn from each other, right? But if I have a business where it's a one-way street of information, I don't think I want to coach those people. I would
Yeah.
rather, but it's not like I'm. It's the way I want to. If I was to do it, I would like it so that there's a library of information about me online,
Hmm.
accessible for free. Like I'm figuring out Riverside. I figured out just before
Yeah.
logging on, putting on YouTube Live, putting it on Twitch, and I'm going to try to sync other things. Right.
Yeah. It's like
So now,
bringing up Not Dead Yet. Like Matt,
yeah,
he has a couple thousand videos on his YouTube.
exactly. And that's why I connect. Not because he posted I'm doing coaching now,
Yeah.
right? It was all like I've told you before, meet day, right? So for me, it's
That's the
humor.
funniest one.
For me, it's humor. That's what it is, right? It's not the serious things. Because if you're serious all the time and you're always serious, and then I'm like, I'm not going to relate to this. Like, if there's no humor in this and life's always this serious, you're just gonna die of a heart attack. Like, I don't know. So, but I figure putting a library of information out, whether it's coaching, mortgages, business insurance, other consulting things, I'm like other business endeavors I'm working on where I can consult on. Um, Again, I was a personal trainer for a little bit as well. If I want to get back
Hmm.
into that, like whatever fitness things or other things, instead of just being like, "Hey, I have a service, I'll hire you," I'm hoping that this approach, which is a slower burn,
Yeah.
and I think Matt achieved the slow burn without realizing it because he was just doing it for another purpose and that kind of kept on doing it, right? I think the slower burn approach means the people that come to you for coaching, consulting, advice, whatever the word you want to use,
Hmm.
it filters out the people that you won't connect with,
Oh yeah.
right? So
It's
therefore, you're
it's
left with
your audience is now people that have chosen to raise their hand that being like, yes, I'd like to watch what you're doing.
yeah. And also, I'd like to have a conversation with you,
Hmm.
right? Because like the coaching also ends up being um, just a way for somebody to access you. That's it, right?
Yep.
And if I'm going to have people access me, I would like to have people like I would rather the percentage being like, okay, I gotta filter out 75% people that I won't connect with and have 25. I'd rather flip that around. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I think this is a longer burn if coaching is something I end up doing, or I just enjoy doing it for fun, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like,
I
like
mean, there's also like it ties back to the book idea, which have we ever
yeah,
talked about the book idea on this?
I don't think we did. No, I always forget to bring it up.
Oh wow. I mean, that's kind of what like started like you and I talking so much more. Like,
Yeah, truly. Well, I think first of
I
all, it
mean
was
that
just
that anime.
memes and anime, and then the book. Okay, so the book idea. So when I joined the Not Dead Yet group, I was probably just 2 years off of work from my PTSD, and everything was improving really, really well. And I was getting a lot of use out of the group because of the different weekly calls where we just had deep discussions about different things.
Hmm.
Okay. Then at a certain point, I felt like there was a roadblock, and I'm not sure what the roadblock is. I'm like there wasn't any progression or growth, and or maybe I felt like I was improving so much I wanted other people also to kind of like improve too, right?
Yeah.
And I haven't really had a clear I haven't really sat and like clearly defined that. It was just a feeling I had, and I'm like, why not approach this differently instead of approaching things like a business all the time, where okay, these are the metrics, I need to make this much money, or I need to put like this timeline or whatever. I need to do a passion project. Okay. So the passion project idea was, why don't we do a collaborative book? This way, no matter what in the future happens, I met these cool people at this time, and a lot of people in the group. There's a few people outside the group as well, and I'm like, and they are interacting with me while I'm going through this flux, this transition as well. But wouldn't it be cool just to have something where whichever modality, no modality, I'm using the wrong word again, whatever direction we all go in life, this book is like the center point of where we all cross paths. And now instead of just like we cross while we talked about it, we have something physical that is published, that whatever, that no matter what we go into in life, and the people in the group that are contributing to the book all walk very different lives. And I'm like,
Hmm.
how do these people know each other? Yes, we connected to that group. Yes, a few of these people that have are business partners in my life and things like that, that I'm going there. And generally, the one connecting factor of this first book is that I know you personally, so I'm the connecting factor. But I thought, like, you're doing coaching. I think Hansei, he's doing coaching. He's doing his videography stuff now, and growing that business. Elliot's doing that as well. I think a few other people are trying to do transition to different jobs. Christy was doing something else, and now she's doing Reiki.
Hmm.
Um, all these people are still doing what they want to do, and we overlap paths. And I just thought it'd be cool to have something connect to each other. And the idea of the book, the title, "Wanting," and it's basically about people from around the world. Turned out to be mainly North America, but around the world, uh, that are uh, trying to do more in life. Just they want more for themselves in life. Okay, and I figured everybody had something happen to them, whether it's a death, whether I hate my job, I want to quit, whether it was suicidal thoughts, what weight gain, weight loss, whatever it is, um, PTSD, whatever it is. It just kind of people just kind of at that point decided they wanted to do something different for themselves and just enjoy the rest of their life, right? It's not about being bazillionaires. It's just about whatever metric of success is yours, you're actually going after it,
Hmm.
right? And that could be just peace, that could be music, it could be hanging with friends more, it could whatever it is, right? And that's how it started. And now I'm just like, I got a bunch of submissions, and I think two other people are writing stuff up right now. They're almost done.
Nice.
Um, my friends locally, they have started to write and they stopped. They start, you know how it is, right? It's writing. Um, and again, I'm treating everybody like adults. Like I'm not going to chase you down. If you made the commitment that you want to contribute, I will respect that you will make the time for it. If you want me to chase you down to do it, at a certain point, I'm just going to move forward.
Yeah,
Fine.
at a certain point, it's like cool. Like I get that you don't want to do it that much.
Yeah, but it's one of those things that I told everybody you don't have to if you don't want to, right?
Yeah,
And how? Oh yeah, I probably should tell how I did the invite because that was the fun part, right?
yeah, that was
So
cool.
how about you know what? I've been talking enough. You tell me how you tell me the invite and how you received it and how it went for you.
So you got custom journals made, first of all, like
Hmm.
custom leather journals, and like you shipped it out to all of us with this like really nice, like written out, like, hey, this is the idea. This is why I want you. If you're not in, that's cool. I hope you enjoy this journal. If you're in, let's talk a little bit more. And it was just like such a nice presentation of like, there's thought going into like, yes, we know you. Yes, like the idea was kind of pitched before, but like, hey, like I'm finally doing this and I would like you to do this. And here's an offering of like, hey man, I think it'd be cool.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
all it
So
is.
it was just super cool.
Yeah, and I thought it would be a way to open up some people's minds to what cool is,
Yeah.
right? Because a lot of people are like, "Oh, I'm going to run this race. I'm going to climb this mountain. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to," and a lot of physical endeavors because a lot of people in the group are very like into fitness, right?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of cool things you can do that aren't fitness related, right? So,
Yeah.
but yeah, the idea of the journal invite was a lot of people, if you go on social media, again, you know what? It probably is very in line with how I'm doing this podcast or this conversation recording. Everybody is trying to be super efficient, right? Trying to cut down time, make everything faster, faster, send a DM, send this, send that. And it does work, okay? But I just decided, like, if this is a passion project, there's no, like, I don't have to rush it, right?
Yeah.
Why not make every part of this endeavor an event? And that's all it is. So
Yeah.
before you guys even got the journal, each benchmark of me finding the journals, talking to Alex to, okay, I'm gonna ship to your place, I'm gonna get you to ship them out, all these things, like everything was like an event for me. And then you got
Yeah.
the final product, right? So now you guys are writing. So the writing is like you set yourself a target, a goal, you wrote, you just achieved something. That was an event, right? And I'm trying to slow it down a bit instead of thinking, hey, as a DM, you want to just write, and then how serious are people going to be, right?
Yeah.
So the journal is just a gift, is what it is. The stuff I wrote out in that pamphlet, the cards, good
We can
card stuff.
call it. Yeah, we can call it a pamphlet. That works.
Well, that's actually the forward for the book.
Oh yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the forward for the book. So the forward's already written. So the book is literally 10% done. So and then I got like I think 6 submissions so far, if not 7, and then 2 more on the go, and then I think there's 2 locally that I know, 3 locally that I know that should be getting done soon. And then I gotta figure out how to organize them, and because they're very different styles too.
Yeah, I
Like
was like, listen, I because like most of the submissions have been sent into that group chat.
I've
I've
told
read
everybody if
most.
they're comfortable to put in there so people can read them.
Yeah,
Just
and
because,
like I've read them. They are all very different. So this will be
yeah.
very interesting to see how you put this together.
Yeah, so it's going to be a little bit interesting to put it together. Oh, the one idea I have is because Christy has been doing the spoken word stuff a little bit, and I've been enjoying it. Is I was thinking that once I organize everything, maybe she could do a little. Uh, I guess in religious terms, it'd be like a prayer, but I want to say not
Okay.
prayer, more kind of like just thoughtful words.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm trying to figure out. Well, I have to see more, right? Obviously, these are just ideas in my head. But either I'm gonna group some of the stories together, whether it's two stories here, one story there, three stories there, in like different bigger overarching chapters instead of sub chapters,
Hmm.
and then maybe for each one of those, there's something kind of like of the lines of the book "The War and Art" by Stephen Pressfield.
You'd have to fill me in on that
Oh,
one. I don't know
you
that
haven't read
book.
that book yet?
I don't know it. I've never heard of it.
Okay, "The War of Art." You need to read that. It's just each page is like a small little blurb, one maybe 2 pages max, 3 pages max at times,
Okay.
and it's just a thought about. I think if I remember right, he gives the idea of a muse a personality, and he goes back on Greek mythology where they say that the muse is actually a being,
Hmm.
and the muse is what actually helps you write creative things or do things,
Yeah.
right? So I think you'll like that book a lot. It's really, really good. It's on the same vein of Rick Rubin's book.
Okay.
Very on the same vein of that. I read Pressfields first, and I just really liked it. I like reading that book. I didn't like the audiobook because his voice is not the voice that in my head for the words. But the Rick Rubin book, his voice is great for his book. So yeah,
No, so
yeah,
I've read it. I haven't listened to it yet, and like I know I do a lot better if I read and listen. Doesn't matter
yeah,
the order, but like if I do both, like it's like, oh, cool, I get this now.
yeah. And for I like audiobooks a lot more because I still have trouble focusing with reading with the PTSD.
That makes
So
sense.
I have dictation software I actually use where I highlight it and read while it's dictating to me. Works the best for me for studying.
That makes sense.
But that audiobook I don't need. I didn't need to read the book itself. I could listen to audio. It was really, really good. So but yeah, just the voice matters to me for audiobooks. But that was okay.
Yeah.
That sidetracked.
Yeah.
But the book idea is a collaborative book, and I'm hoping that I'll get most of it done by this end of this year, end of this summer. To be honest, like I would like to
Oh,
get
that'd
it
be
done
cool.
because yeah, so end of this summer would be good to get just about everything and start organizing it, and then maybe have like a proper first draft done before the end of this year, and then figure out how to publish and whether it's Amazon, other things, and there's other local publishing companies that I found through friends that might be good as well. So
Oh, that'd be
um,
cool.
yeah, just something like I publishing that book would be a lot of fun, and it's one of those things again. Make money, cool. If I don't make money, don't make money because if it makes money, it's just going to go into the next book. So
Yeah.
right? Because it's going to be that's volume one. If this idea is good, then I got to figure out how to do an online platform where people can actually submit and tell their story and whatever. But I don't know. That's way beyond my pay grade.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons you're getting good at this whole AI thing.
Well, yeah, it's one of those things. The AI thing will be good for content and promotion, but to do that right, I probably have to pay a proper service to do it properly. So,
Oh, probably.
yeah, yeah, that's the book idea. I keep on forgetting we talk about it, but we didn't talk about it in the group at all.
That's why I was like, have we talked about that? Because like we
Yeah,
mentioned it like twice before we even said it here. We're
yeah,
like, oh yeah, the book, blah blah. I'm like, oh wait,
but yeah, I never
prob
dived into detail what it was. No.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it's like because it's a passion project, right? It's
yeah.
just that just like the trumpet. It's just a passion project to me right now. I want to learn how to play, and I don't want to be like I'm not trying to play. I don't know how to read in music, so I'm not trying to be like extensively amazing, like where I can read music and do everything. I want to basically put like chill EDM beats on and be able to play trumpet to that.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool.
Right? That's all I want to be able to do. Right. And my trumpet teacher, Dylan, he basically says, "Oh, that's like jazz." I'm like, "Okay, if it's like jazz, it's like jazz." But I didn't. I just want to
Oh,
riff
that
on
is
a
kind of
beat.
like jazz, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't think about that at all. Right. So, yeah. So I had I'm 1 month in now already on trumpet lessons, so it's pretty good. I had my fourth one yesterday, and it at this point is just I gotta do reps. Basically, I gotta do practice like for half an hour, 3 times a week, so I can build the strength in the muscles in my face
Hmm.
because it's all
You just
about
got to start
holding.
playing your trumpet for your little raccoon. Well, I
Rocket
saw you
Raccoon
posted
is
that he's
back.
finally back.
Yeah, it's back bigger too. Oh, yeah, no, it's definitely back. That thing's gonna scare me at night one of these times because like I'm gonna think I'm gonna rabies. So, but yeah, fuck, it's a good little rabbit there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And just think, all of this, and it's just two dudes wearing anime shirts today.
Oh yeah, you were in Bleach too. Yep, there you go. There you go.
Unplanned, both being nerds. It's great.
Exactly. So talking about anime, Lazarus. Lazarus? That's the one, right?
Lazarus, yeah. Have you
So
watched episode 5 yet? Because I have not.
I haven't watched the last episode, no.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
But it's this is in English, right? Lazarus, right?
Yeah, it's in
Yeah,
English.
it's in English, yeah. So but the animation is so great. Like
Yeah,
it is Cowboy Bebop, it is
it's
Samurai
upgraded
Champloo.
cowboy. Yeah, it's upgraded Cowboy Bebop, and it's great. Like
Yes.
everything just feels so fluid. Also, I don't know about you, but the story is wildly fun right now.
It's yeah, and that one guy who's just like he is just abnormally fit. Like he's not.
Yeah, yeah. The main dude, the prison
I
break
can't
guy.
remember the names anymore. Still of it. Yeah,
I have no idea.
yeah.
I've
That guy
watched
just.
4 episodes, and I can't think of any of their names right now.
But they're like the guy like just they're showing him doing flips and all this other stuff, but like the animation's so good, it's like a real person modeled that,
Yeah, and like
right?
I always think that's one of like Cowboy Bebop's best things is like they made people move like people.
Yes. And when I
Hey,
watch him move like people, it's like, oh, I could do that. I can't do that, but I could do that. That's what it comes down to. Yeah, fuck.
yeah, I
That's
won't go that far into I can do that, but I'm like, oh, somebody could do that.
yeah. I still believe I can, even though I can't.
Like, love JJK.
Yeah,
Also, I'm rewatching Trigun right now after I was talking to you and two
yeah,
other
yeah.
people about it. Uh, they don't regularly move like real people.
No,
It's
not at
fun
all.
and I love it and it's exciting, but like most of the time they're not moving like real people.
No, not at all. Even like I think in Dan to Dan or whatever it's called.
Dan to Dan, they don't move like real people at all.
No, no, but I mean like when they're not like the when he's not possessed, they actually like walk and move a lot like
Yeah,
real people, right?
that's fair.
And yeah, but and then the other one I was trying to watch is the Chinese one, the Cube, Super Cube or something.
I don't know how to watch it right now.
So I
I
think I
know
watched
you
one
use
episode.
your
Yeah,
you use all your
I
magic
think
and stuff.
I think well I'm Indian, right? So I think I think that one the animation's really cool, and I want to wait till the dub comes out, obviously, because I'm watching
Hmm.
the subs. That's one of those ones that if the dub is not done with the right voice,
It's not
it'll
going to work
ruin
for
it.
you.
It'll ruin it. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because like the voices for Lazarus is perfect.
Yeah, like I feel like they fit the characters super well.
Exactly, right? So, and what was the other one that we were watching? There's Lazarus.
Uh, you were talking about watching It Begins at the End. I haven't
Oh,
started
yeah, so
watching it
yeah,
yet.
the beginning after the end or something like
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
I haven't started it yet because I think it's
Wait,
only
is
on
that out now?
Crunchyroll. It started at least
Oh, because I didn't
because
even know
like
it was out yet.
I have seen some because I know how much you like the manga.
The manga, so okay.
I've seen some not so great reviews of it so far.
It's a long and big manga, so
Yeah, well, so all of it seems to be coming animation quality wise, where they
oh
like,
wow,
and
okay.
I feel like people might have just been expecting a little more than they should have
Yeah.
because like we're getting like the JJKs, the Chainsaw Mans, all these, and the Bleach Thousand Year Blood War. Like we're getting so many good high quality animes lately that good animation is now getting looked at as like
Like
it's not
normal.
that good, and it's like
But
guys,
I'm looking at a small clip right now, and the animation is just basically what it was before JJK and stuff came in. That's all it is.
yeah. So it's like it's like guys, come on, this is fine.
Yeah. Like
I
you
will
just watch
say going
Trigun
back
again,
in,
so
yeah, I was gonna say I will go say like rewatching Trigun has really helped like solidify how much better we have gotten at animation because Trigun 98, not bad, still holds up, decent animation,
yeah.
not nearly as good as now.
No. No.
Uh, Trigun Stampede with being a very CGI heavy.
Mhm.
Did take a little bit of getting used to, but like it's still fine. I liked it.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
the thing
nice
is,
little
for me,
reboot.
the beginning after the end, the storyline is great. It's not like a power fantasy like leveling, but it's still like
Yeah.
it. No, but that's what I'm getting at. Even though it's not that, it's its own thing. It's like a full story. There's a
Hmm.
there you get to know like the world as well, right? So it's a little bit different.
Yeah. Because that
And
is still one of the things, and like I know it's probably going to get better with solo leveling, but like we know so little about the world right now because they heavily emphasize the solo part of solo leveling.
yeah, well, the manga is a lot more detailed, right? So
Yeah.
it's one of those things that I still, again, I watch Solo Leveling, but I like the manga more.
Hmm.
It's just it, it's slower because there's so much to it, and like when you watch on animation, it's done your in the next scene already. I can go up, I can scroll back down and
Yeah,
reread.
you'd be like, wait a second.
Yeah, exactly. So I enjoy the manga a lot more.
Yeah.
I just found out my one buddy, his name is Dylan as well. He is super into manga. He had no idea. He When he met me, he was doing marketing for a company, and
Hmm.
he saw me, and we only met over Zoom. He's in BC, and he just assumed that I was a big meathead and I didn't know anything. And then we started talking about stuff, and I'm like, and he's like, "What? You know this? You know this?" And like he was so shocked, and that he's one of those people that I talked to came to me for advice for a few things, but anime. He just found out that I was into manga and everything like that, and he had no idea. I'm like, yes, I work out, but also like I love sci-fi. I like all this other stuff. So
Yeah.
that's one thing that's missing right now. There is no weekly sci-fi show that is on anymore. It was growing up.
Yeah.
It was like Star Trek, all the different versions of Star Trek. Then it was Stargate, all the different versions of that.
Stargate was fun.
Yeah,
Like
that's
that
what I
was
mean. Like,
such a fun premise.
but sci-fi is a lot of sci-fi is actually comedy, right?
Oh
Like it's
yeah.
humor, right? And then uh
You
like
mean nerds like action and funny things?
nerds are more offside than anyone. Let's be honest. Um, like have so many nerds like anime because it's like they still kind of make the gender jokes back and forth for men and women back and forth,
Hmm.
right? So it's just hilarious. But um, yeah, it was interesting. Like he's always shocked that I know all these different things. And like, oh yeah, I already read that one, and then I gave him a bunch that I read. He gave me a bunch that he's read, so I got a few to catch up on now. So yeah, it's fun getting back into this artsy stuff that I used to do all the
Oh
time.
yeah. It's also
Oh
like I still try to read like if I'm gonna read manga, I would prefer like an actual paper copy. One, to be a little bit
yeah,
away from screens, and two, just I don't know. I've like growing up reading comic books, I've always liked the paper feel. Uh but like it's just so much easier to do it on the phone. Like I'm
yeah.
not
Oh,
even gonna
so
lie.
I actually I barely read on my phone. I read my tablet, so it's still big.
That's
So
fair.
my tablet is the Samsung one. It's like basically the size of a comic book, right?
Hmm.
So I read on there just because there's so much manga, and now with webtoon mangas that are popping up like weekly and so fast, it's like that's the way to
I'm
go.
impressed with how fast they put it out because they also put it out in color half the time. Like I'm like,
Yeah,
how are you guys doing this?
I think that obviously the characters have whatever, and they probably have them as vectors where they can just move the arms how they want, the face, and just change it. Right? Not everything's drawn by hand. I
Oh,
don't think anymore. I think a lot
I
of
didn't
it's
even
like
think about that.
yeah. Again,
Yeah,
I'm
so
just guessing now.
switching to digital has power.
Yeah, and then a lot of the manga is they're just the ones that are trying to like redraw it and then redo the words. Like the webtoons, you just it's an upward scroll. It's not a side flip,
Hmm.
right? So it's a very different feel when you're reading it, and it's so interesting because growing up with and people that grow up with manga now, they won't feel this. Like us who grew up with comic books where we're flipping like this,
Yeah.
and then now it's going upwards and how they break down the slides and how like something might happen and they draw it down so it goes well beyond two screens length, so it emphasizes the length
Yeah, it
of the
really
character.
emphasizes the distance.
Yeah, yeah, so I don't know, I enjoy it, and I think also because I have a good tablet with a really good screen on it, it doesn't bother my
Yeah.
eyes. Yeah, worth the investment. I think that's what you got to do, buy yourself a tablet. There you
I'll
go.
think about it.
Yeah. Uh, there's something else I wanted to bring up. I can't remember now. I feel like we're getting more organized when we talk, though.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, because like before, it was very scatterbrained. Oh, you know what? I didn't tell you. Like, I like to always update about the AI stuff or like whatever I'm learning,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
I didn't update about that in the beginning, like usual. But so before starting this, figured out how to uh, not present or do a live stream on Twitch and YouTube on this. This time I figured out that I think it was like private before, so it wasn't working. So hopefully it's working now. One thing I don't know is when you're live streaming on things, I still don't understand how you can interact with people. I don't get that. So I got to figure that out.
I think you
Let's
have to have your live stream pulled up, and then there's a chat feature.
Okay, so let me just see now. I'm gonna just go on to Twitch because that's what I figured out, and I'll go on
Yeah.
to YouTube afterwards. Live. So go to. I'm see that's the thing. I'm in here now to go to my channel. Go to my channel. See, it says I'm
Also,
offline.
also, I don't know how to. I don't know for Twitch.
I don't know either, but this is telling me that it is live streaming on Riverside and YouTube. So it's not live streaming on Twitch. Okay, why not?
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Because
Why?
oh no, remember you said you figured out that Twitch you have to have premium.
No, that was X.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Well, let me
My
go on
bad.
YouTube.
I thought you were saying that was Twitch.
Yeah, I thought I had it because before it popped up Twitch was good, but I don't know what's going on now. So let me see on YouTube then. Oh, conversation. Okay, conversation 7 is live. Let me make sure the sound's off. Okay, so there it is. New manager moderator. What does that mean? Okay, so that's the chat pops up. All right, so there you go. I'm the only one watching. Live chat, open panel. So chat's there. I'm gonna test. There you go. Okay, so that's how you leave a message. Good to know. All right. Well, got that. Okay, so then what I also figured out was with the AI learning I'm doing outside of school. So I figure all this AI stuff will help support whatever you do in the future because that's school, right?
It's just the way route or like things are going. Like
Yeah, and
that's why, like I told you, like I started messing with it for like started with images and then like done a little bit. Just if that's where it's going, like I would like to know how to use the tool.
100%, and always should
Plus,
learn
I
how to
mean,
use
the
it.
images are fun.
Yes, they are. So first, I'm starting out with lowest hanging fruit is how to build websites. I've shared with you the websites from the first one to the third one I built, way more
Hmm.
robust.
Oh yeah.
So I gotta spend some time. I gotta spend a day on that website so I can build up the content side of it. Then I'm gonna go back to my first website, what I learned from that one, apply to that one, and then the second one apply to that one because I figure if I just have the one website, I can't think of what to add here. So I needed 3 different topics. So one's a
Hmm.
personal website, one's a website for the books ideas that we just talked about, and the third one is uh, fake, not fake, a potential coaching website for myself, right? A
Yeah.
business. So what I've recently figured out is how to actually put blog posts on there. And I'm not actually going to use it for blog posts. I'm actually going to use it like the blogs. That format is going to be resources. I'm going to do resources for things that help me with PTSD, things that might help people with like finances and planning out things, and like things along those lines, right?
Hmm.
So what I figured out is that I can use that same system to apply to the Wanting Book website. Yeah, Wanting Book website, so that basically each person that's contributing, they will be part of the CMS, which is a content management system.
Hmm.
And that would be like I'll have you as one, I'll have me as one, I'll have Jeff as one, and everybody will have their own like blog page. And that will be basically how I can organize all you guys with pictures so that if I move you guys around anywhere on the site, it's just a drag and drop in the future.
Hmm.
I don't have to do anything manual really. So I can actually organize that so I can have you guys and have a small bio for each of you guys and then link to all your guys' social medias. So then you guys have a place where you're like, hey, you can see my bio at this website if you guys don't have a website as well. So you can leverage this for your advantage, right? So that's where I'm at with that. I'm hoping. Uh, my goal was to get it done by this weekend, but starting school this week too, I'm trying to just make sure I like wrap my head around all that. But if I can get at least the content done for the coaching business website, then I know what to do for the other one. I can just like cut and paste basically.
Yeah.
But then after that, my goal is now okay. I got this down. Now I got to figure out how to um, deploy content. So these one of the reasons why I said that I want to record these for posterity, but I also need something to promote.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, like I don't want to talk to a screen by myself and promote. I want to do this because I can promote you in the process, right? It makes it like more like real world applicable, right? Because then if something actually works, we have real feedback that hey, your coaching business is going more, or more people are aware of you or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So that is going to be phase two, where I'm going to figure out how to have one input and have at least 10 outputs. I think I figured out how to do it for the writing side of things. Uh, and then for pushing shorts and reels and all those things onto different platforms, I
Hmm.
think that will be second to that. And I should be able to get all that done so that once I have one short I put on Instagram, now I can post it to YouTube and all these other things as well, and make it so instead of me manually going to each website doing it manually, I figure out how to drop it in one spot and it automatically does it everywhere at once.
Yeah. I know one of my friends does that with Chat GPT, but I think they pay for Chat GPT.
Oh, so ChatGPT, if you pay for it, can actually post for you?
Think so. At
Oh,
least like they would post to one and then it would take over
you
and
know what?
post
Do
to
you mind
everything else.
asking them what they use? Because then I can actually try to teach myself too.
Yeah. I'll ask them later.
Perfect. But yeah, that's basically the update. And unless there's anything else, I think we had a good hour chat.
Yeah, it was a nice chat.
There you go. Make sure you post a picture of you bunny hopping.
How am I gonna get a picture of me bunny hopping?
You get a tripod. You guys are all videographers there. Like you literally, dope is made for video. Come on now. There's
I'm
cameras
not
everywhere.
doing bunny hops at dope.
Well, you can do it outside, and Matt can just point and laugh at you because you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah,
There you go. But yeah, do a bunny hop.
I might.
Okay. All right. Until next time. Let me hit stop now. All right. There you go. Stop.